from Juicy Killer Monster, and today we have Hannah as the weather girl.
No,
Hope
I'm
everyone's
tired.
okay. It's alright, Hannah, no one's on at the moment. Yeah, but no one on at the moment. So anyway, if this is your first time watching Livestream News, I'm Justin from Juicy Killer Monster. Thank you for watching. You're obviously watching on playback. Yeah, we do a Livestream News Monday to Friday, about 8 or 9 o'clock. Probably going to be about 9 o'clock now, for about an hour or so, depending on how many people turn up. And that saves us a video you can enjoy throughout the day, which is today's latest news, a few stories from today's latest news in a relaxed format for you all to enjoy. Look out for some awesome dancing shorts as well, the best dance moves you've ever seen, and some good videos packed with valuable information, mate. Just gonna wait to see if a few people come on, and should they do, we could start. Hope you're all having a good day. So normally I start this news thing at 8 o'clock, but it's too early, man. Too early. I have to get up at 7 to get up for 8. And I'm so tired when I do it. I'm like reading the words. I can't say the words properly because I haven't woken up. But I feel a little better today because I'm starting at 9 o'clock. So I tell you what, because this is going to be on playback, let's crack on into it, even though there's no one on at the moment. So Saudi Arabia to be named as the 2034 World Cup hosts, but questions still hang over bidding process. FIFA has delivered the sporting prize Saudi Arabia's crown prince craved in the easiest of football matches to win, one without any opponent. Football has seen a stadium as audacious and as outlandish before. A futuristic cliff-top venue will be built 350 metres above ground when the 1.5 trillion NEOM megaproject springs up from Saudi Arabian desert. There are no limits or ambition on spending to bring the World Cup to the kingdom in 2034, and no need to win a bidding contest. After flattering and funding FIFA, Saudi Arabia will today be confirmed as host of the 2034 World Cup by acclamation of football nations rather than a vote. It is the rapid conclusion to a 14-month process engineered to secure their victory, but a strategic success for the kingdom in avoiding a protracted contest. We're talking about the new football stadium in Saudi Arabia. Thank you for joining. We've got 4 people on there. And scrutiny of the fast-track process ending at a virtual FIFA Congress has diminished the spotlight on discriminatory laws, human rights violations, and working conditions, as 15 stadiums are built for its biggest sporting spectacle. Can you say that really fast? Biggest sporting spectacle. Say it as fast as you can.
Biggest sporting spectacle.
Can you say it faster? Biggest sporting spectacle. Biggest sporting spectacle. Can you say it faster?
Sounds a bit dodge.
Say it. Biggest sporting spectacle as fast as you can.
Sounds like
You got to say it. Biggest sporting spectacle.
biggest sporting.
And that's why you're on the weather. But FIFA endorses the Saudi view that a World Cup can be a catalyst for change by introducing labour reforms and providing more rights for women. Bid leader Hamed Al-Balawi insists we are a young nation seizing this opportunity. Fair play. Let me just click on this a minute. Yeah, it's on live chat. Boom, boom, boom. An opportunity that has been facilitated by Gianni Infantino. The Saudis, knowing the touch points to pander to the globe-trotting FIFA president who collects photos for Instagram alongside the powerful and wealthy. No country where FIFA does not have offices has been visited more by him in recent years. This is the head boss of FIFA.
Oh.
By contrast, he never seemed to visit Australia before it hosted the Women's World Cup in 2023 to check on preparations. Even in the midst of Switzerland's pandemic restrictions, when non-essential travel was advised against from FIFA's base, Mr. Infantino went to Saudi in early 2021 to be filmed taking up the oil rich country in a government PR video. And a ceremonial sword dance around palaces of Diriyah. It was clear where his priorities were, as the Saudis proved savvy at winning over the governing body holding the keys to the World Cup hosting. Mr. Infantino skipped FIFA's own large video gaming tournament in Liverpool this August to launch Saudi's Esports World Cup in Riyadh, alongside Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Wow, he's going where the money is, isn't he? You know, who can honestly say they do any different? You know, what are you going to do? Open a games thing for free or go over to Saudi Arabia and line your pockets with gold and diamonds? That was before FIFA officially launched the 2034 bidding process. Yeah, they're getting in early, mate. And Mr. Infantino has not held a single open news conference in years since being accused of rigging and bidding process to help the Saudis, denying journalists a chance to put the claims to him directly. Well, they can still put the claims to him. They just, you know, he can't do anything else, can he? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I came off the screen because I pressed the button I shouldn't have. But we're back on now. It says, welcome to the live chat. Remember to go over your abide policy guidelines. Bish, bosh, bash. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, bless me.
The weather girl's got a cold today. She's got a croaky old voice.
Yeah.
She's got a cold. So, let's test her. So, what's the weather today, Han?
Miserable and dull.
No, I didn't say your personality. I said, what's the weather?
Oh, you're so funny. Oh my God, I wish I was like you. Just wish I was
Well,
you. Right
my personality, sunny and bright. Yeah, no. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs, apparently.
I want to make meatballs later.
Hannah wants to make meatballs later. Andy Cox, you alright, Andy? How are you doing? It's your cousin. Andy, say hello to him.
No, I look at state.
She said, no, I look a state. How you doing, Andy, mate? You alright? Cheers for joining, brother. Right, I'm reading up about that Saudi bid for the FIFA. They're building that 300 something trillion pound stadium, mate. Here we go. Check out my news reporting voice, Andy. On the face of it. On the face of it, Mr. Infantino can claim to introduce more open and transparent bidding process than his predecessors oversaw and published inspection reports and scoring. There was also the ability for any country to enter as long as you were from the Asia or Oceania regions. And only if you could decide in less than 4 weeks whether your country could handle and fund a 48-team tournament with 104 matches beyond nations with an electorate to consider and budgets to balance. It was all assisted by a behind-the-scenes secret deal that knocked Europe, Africa, and South America out of contention, combining their 6 countries bidding for the 2030 World Cup into a single unprecedented mammoth tournament plan. Those regions then became ineligible to try to host the 2034 tournament. See, it's unfair. Whoever's got the biggest wallet is winning the bid, like, you know. So all paths, like so many in sport, now lead to Riyadh in 2034. For Mark P, who advised Sepp Blatter's FIFA on anti-corruption and governance changes, it is all a turn for the worse. The Swiss law professor told Sky, we tried to reform FIFA. What we're now seeing is quite abominable. You know when you don't know how to say a word and you try reading it and you sound stupid. Abominable. That's just what happened. And I could try reading it another 5 times and still say it exactly the same. Abominable. Yeah, abominable. You have FIFA trying to break all the rules that they've given themselves, starting with deciding on 2 World Cups at the same time. No competition, manipulated reports, and finally acclamation instead of a vote. The rigging would be disputed by FIFA, which yesterday said auditors BDO concluded that both evaluation processes were executed with objectivity, integrity, and transparency. So there we go. Don't need to read any more about that. They're starting to bring in really big words that I can't pronounce. That's no good, is it? So, Andy, what are you up to today, brother? We've got to meet up around Christmas. See what's happening. See what you're doing. If this is your first live stream you've seen, Andy, I think it's your second one that you've been on. Every morning, I'm now going to do it at 9 o'clock, not 8 o'clock, because I just can't get out of bed, mate, at 7 o'clock in the morning. Or I can, but when I read it, I'm dazed and confused, mate. It should be called Dazed and Confused News. Because it's just like that, mate, you know what I mean? But yeah, what have you been up to? Right. Hello to everyone else that's on there. Hello, all 10 people on the live stream. This is your chance to interact with the news, give your opinion on the news. Don't be afraid. It's a safe space to communicate. And give me your opinion. I'll give you my opinion. And you can laugh at me trying to pronounce words that I can't even spell. We've got Hannah on the weather today. Although she has a crackly voice and a stinking cold breath. You know, when you get a cold, your breath stinks. Like everyone does, don't they? When you get a cold, you can smell. I can always smell a cold on someone before they, if they're around me. I can always smell a cold on them before they get the cold. Can you do that, Anne?
Yeah.
Anne can do it too. Can you do it? Can you, if your partner or your family and your friends around you,
can you smell it on
can
me?
you? No, I can't actually. I think it's because I got a bit of a cold. But can you smell a cold before they tell you that they've got a cold? Breaking news. Right, so here we go. Police arrest 93 gang members behind 4 million thefts in shoplifting crackdown. This basically, before I start this story is about pretty much following on from, you know, in the UK, the police aren't coming out now if people are stealing stuff from shops under £100 in value. So gangs have already basically jumped on this and they're sending all the bods out, mate, all the foot soldiers, say, right, nick 100 quid's worth, nick 100 quid's worth, or just under, make out, because the police won't even get called. So this is one of them. So police arrest 93 gang members behind 4 million thefts in shoplifting crackdown. A news police unit has, for the first time, mapped the gangs targeting shops around the country to see where they're operating. Let's have a look. A police unit launched to crack down on the surge in shoplifting has arrested 93 members of 28 organised crime gangs behind more than £4 million worth of thefts. The national team has also identified 228 previously unknown offenders and 70 vehicles involved in retail crime in the 7 months since it was launched, according to the National Police Chiefs Council. Police say it's the first time officers have mapped the gangs targeting shops and supermarkets around the country to see where they're operating. Of the 93 people arrested, 32 have appeared in court while 5 have been deported. 3 shoplifters believed to be behind about 120 crimes across the country worth at least £200,000 were jailed at Guildford Crown Court last month. That's near where I used to live, Aldershot. Laura Miron, 27, Ovaliv Firan, 38, and Nikolai Boa, 30, all from West London, stole champagne in one spree worth more than £4.5 grand as they targeted large supermarkets to steal razors, alcohols, and other goods. Bloody hell, £4.5 grand worth of champagne.
Okay.
Wouldn't last Lucy a weekend. And he's got, unfortunately, more like you, mate.
I don't even
That's why your voice is like it. He's been on the sauce all night. Andy says, unfortunately, I'm working today. Definitely have to try and meet up for Christmas, just between Bristol and Southampton a lot. Be back this weekend and there until the run up to Christmas. Awesome, brother. Get in contact with us. You know where we live. We haven't moved. Come over. You're always welcome. Just all you got to do is ring us to see if we're in, mate. That's it. So, sorry, police said. They were key figures in a much larger organised crime gang, responsible for around 800 offences across the country, which has ceased to operate, allegedly, apparently. we're coming after you. Well, I'm not coming after you, but they say we're coming after you. Katie Bourne, the Conservative Police and Crime Commissioner for Sussex, said Operation Pegasus, which gathers intelligence on retail crime, has already had a massive impact, with the gangs involved also linked to exploitation, human trafficking, and slavery. The message to the criminals is, we know who you are now, and we're coming after you, she said. Paul Gerard, Director of Campaigns and Public Affairs for the Co-op, said the retailer has seen the difference the crackdown is making. You imagine having a corner shop at the moment, just honestly, right? So Co-op's a big organisation, and there's lots of them. But you imagine being the people working in those Co-ops getting ripped off and this and that, and you're there. Let's say you're on £8 an hour. Let's say you're on £10 an hour, something like that, yeah? You go to work and you fill the shelves and you do your customer service and you just want to go in, do your shift, come out, everything's good, yeah? You're not paid to chase people that are stealing stuff. You shouldn't have to put up with a constant barrage of threats of people coming in there, some with weapons, to steal the stuff. And then you feel guilty because you're letting them get away with it. But then if you step in, you're putting your life on the line for £10 an hour. But that aside, imagine if you're one of these private corner shop. You're not a big chain. You've got your own corner shop, and your life, your family's living is in those products. Somebody coming out ripping you out £100 a day, mate. Got to be absolutely terrible. You just want to be able to make a living in a safe environment, and people are just working the law to their benefit. It's not right. Paul Gerard, Director of Campaigns and Public Affairs for the Co-op, said the retailer has seen the difference the crackdown is making. Co-op turned a spotlight on the involvement of organised criminality driving the increase in retail crime, and our commitment to local stores and investing to make our communities safer places which can thrive and prosper remains a priority, he said. And they said we need to go much further. Official figures released in October showed shoplifting hit a new 20-year high with a total of 469,788 offences logged by forces in the year to June 2024, up 29% on the 365,173 recorded in the previous 12 months. Last month's peer wrote to Police Minister Dame Diana Johnson saying shop theft was seriously underreported and not being tackled properly, risking undermining confidence in the police and criminal justice system. Dame Diana praised the promising initial results of the police operation, but said we need to go much further to turn the tide on current unacceptable record levels of shop theft. Retail crime blights our communities and high streets. She said we are determined to crack down on this crime through stronger laws and more neighbourhood policing on our streets. Meanwhile, North Wales Police Chief Constable Amanda Blakeman warned people to be wary of buying cheap Christmas gifts from unofficial sources. I think we're all guilty of doing that at least once in our lives, aren't we? Here, mate, do you want these pair of trainers for 20 quid? Well, I thought they were 120 quid in the shops, yeah, but do you want them for 20 quid? Bankrupt stock, mate. Yeah, bankrupt stock. Yeah, having a clear out. We're asking the community to think about when they buy something, especially at this time of year, if it isn't from the reseller and it seems incredibly cheap, it probably has got a background that you should be suspicious of and not purchase it. Now, that leads me into a story when I was a scrap metal man, the better man. I was collecting scrap metal with Lucy at Block of Flats, and literally we just pulled the truck up and this guy came out the flats with this big black holdall bag. He obviously lives in the flats. And he goes, "Yeah, mate, do you I've got some stuff for sale here. Do you want to see what it is?" And I was just like, "Well, yeah, actually, I do want to see what it is. I'm not going to buy it." But I thought, "Oh, what you got, mate?" And he's pulling out bottles of rum, bottles of whiskey, Ferrero Rocher's deodorant, mouthwash, all this guy. He goes, I just want 20 quid the lot. It's about 50, 60 quid's worth of stuff. He goes, I want 20 quid the lot. But he ain't very clever, right? Because he'd come out the block of flats, and we're at the block of flats in broad daylight, and the CCTV for the flats on every flat is outside, and he's trying to get me to blatantly buy stolen goods off him in broad daylight at 9 o'clock in the morning under CCTV. I'm thinking this has got to be some kind of scam in it. Like somebody's setting me up, mate.
Yeah.
Somebody's setting me up. Hello, everyone. If you've just joined us, this is Justin, Juicy Killer Monster Livestream News. Thank you for joining us. Have your say. Don't be scared to text in the messages. And we're reading all the latest news today, and it's your chance to have your opinion or laugh at me trying to pronounce some of these words that I couldn't spell in a million years. But we're having fun. Right. Andy, if you're still there, mate, this one's for you. Ready? You ready for it? You ready, Andy? This one's just for you, mate. Breaking news for Andy Cox, my nephew. Pamela Anderson's iconic Baywatch swimsuit to go on display in London. The red one piece is probably the most famous swimsuit in the world, and fans can get a glimpse when it goes on the show in the spring. Wowza. Pamela Anderson's famous red swimsuit from Baywatch will go on display in London. The actress shot to fame in the 1990s in the show, known for its much parodied slow-mo sequences and high drama on the beaches of Malibu. Yeah, it's like that down here at Western Shore. It's all kicking off. The swimming costume will be shown off at the Designs Museum exhibition Splash, a century of swimming and style, which opens in March. Anderson's Baywatch co-star David Hasselhoff used to own the swimsuit. I wonder what he used it for. But it was bought last year by Germany's Bikini Art Museum. Oh my God, there's a Bikini Art Museum, Hannah, in Germany. Did anyone else know that? There's a Bikini Art Museum in Germany.
Of course there is. My
Lord. I must get tickets. The Canadian actress 57 played lifeguard CJ Parker in a show from 1992 to 1997. Wow. There you go. If you want to buy, well, you can't buy it, but if you want to have a look at Pamela Anderson's old swimsuit, go for it, mate. I don't think I'll be making the trip, especially when I've just seen a picture of it on the computer screen. So what's everyone up to today? Where you going? What you doing? How you been? What countries are you from? If it's your first time on the channel, lovely to meet you. Hello and welcome. I know a lot of people from other countries may not be fluent in English, just as I'm not fluent in any other language. If there is an auto-translate before you send a message, that would be amazing, because I really want to communicate with you all. I thank you all for being on it. And we're talking about world news, yeah? What we can see. So let's have a look. Just going to have a drink of my professional news reporter water. But before the next segment, Hannah, what's the weather? Miserable. There we go. She wants 50. Changed. She wants to get paid 50 grand a year for saying that. You know, there's no cloud charts. There's nothing to do with the wind. No pollen count. You know, just what's the weather? Miserable. No one
understands the cloud charts anyway.
Miserable.
Goodness.
What?
Just tell us if it's going to be cloudy.
You're telling me you don't understand a nimbus rhombus formation?
Shut up.
Oh God, the you for today. Anyway, I digress. Next story. 2 people taken to hospital after Ilford House, Ilford's in London, Essex, I think, wrecked by explosion and fire. The fire significantly damaged the roof of the building, as well as both its floors and the loft conversion. 2 people have been taken.
Why do you always burp?
Oh my God, you can't get the staff today. I ask you for the weather, you say one word, miserable. And then when I talk, you bang on about burping. I think it's fair to say we all release
I think it's
gas in our own ways, Hannah, don't we?
I think it's the vapes.
Don't we, Han? Yeah? 2 people have been taken to hospital after a gas explosion. That's quite funny, isn't it, Han? At a terraced house in East London. Football footage on social media showed the moment of the blast on a residential street in Ilford, which caused a fire that significantly damaged the roof, both of its floors, and loft conversion. The house had been converted into flats, the London Fire Brigade said. So a house has been converted to flats. To flax? Hello, Shane Lightcap. He said good morning.
Hi, Shane.
Hi, Shane. How you doing? Thank you very much. We're just talking about, we've done 3 stories already, but this one's about a house explosion in Ilford. But good morning, Shane. Thank you for joining us, as well as Andy. Anyone else on there? Feel free to message, say hello. Some 60 firefighters were sent to tackle the blaze on Lee Street, and 2 people were rescued from a first floor window using a ladder. They were taken to hospital by the London Ambulance Service. 2 neighbouring properties are being assessed by a dangerous structures engineer, the London Fire Brigade said. Emergency services took the first calls about the fire at 4:09 p.m. and it was brought under control at 6:23 p.m. Crews will remain on the scene throughout the evening. Wow. Well, I feel for them families, mate. You know, life's hard enough as it is without your house blowing up. Do you know what I'm saying? Peace be with them, mate. Peace be with them. So how's everyone doing today? What are you all up to? For those that have just joined, if you're watching on playback later on, because obviously it's live now, if you did miss the live or miss the beginning of the live, remember you can watch the playback later. It saves as a video for the whole day. And it's your chance to interact, comment, have your say on the news. And have a little look, mate, and see what's going on. Hannah's not feeling very well. Hannah, my stepdaughter, she's come back from New York. She's been living it up, drinking and partying every night, and now she's got a sore throat.
No, it wasn't.
Different from the youth of today, from when I was young, mate. Cough on me. Got a weather girl coughing on me. When I was 17 and a half, we were getting into nightclubs underage, drinking a bottle of white line and cider before we went in, getting absolutely smashed. Hannah has just been to New York with all her mates. Do you know what they did? They shared a chocolate bar and water. Oh my God. Living it up, mate.
Not into drinking.
And the worst thing about it was my bloody chocolate bar. She went to New York with her mates through college. She bought me a chocolate bar. Right, this is the real news, yeah? This is the real news of the day. She bought me a chocolate bar, like a gift, when she come back. And because they couldn't sort out feeding themselves and drinking for themselves, because me and her mum weren't there. Because me and her mum weren't there to bloody feed her, right?
No.
Because of this, do you know what she did? She went back to the hostel with Millie. And Millie, if you're watching, I know this too. She took out the chocolate bar that she was supposed to give me as a gift, a Mr. Feastables, yeah? Ate it with her friend, filmed it, laughed about it, and put it on her YouTube channel. That's the real breaking news. That's the real breaking news.
Oh God, it was so funny. It was so worth it though.
Mate.
You can't even complain. Literally spent like $54 on you for one thing for Christmas.
Oh, you'll bloody sell it before then.
No, I won't.
Yeah, Shay says I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I know, mate. Not good. Yeah, it's a New York video. Finding Hannah is her channel name, and it's the New York episode 3. About halfway through, you'll see them stuffing their faces.
No, it's near the end. It's near the end.
Yeah, it's near the end. So Hannah said, "Don't bother watching it. Just fast forward to the end." Oh dear. So let's have a look at this. A bit of sport for you. So this one is about a rugby player. Former England rugby player Tom Voice, missing, presumed dead, after car went into river. The 43-year-old won 9 caps for England during his career and in club rugby played for teams including London Wasps, Bath and Gloucester. Bless him. A former England rugby player is believed to have died after going into a river in his car in Northumberland. Northumberland police said officers received a report on Sunday morning that Tom Voice, 43, who played for clubs including Bath and London Wasps, had not returned home after an evening with friends on Saturday. The force said it is believed he attempted to cross Aberwick Ford about 3 miles from Alnwick in his car when the vehicle was pulled along with the current of the River Aln. The area had recently been hit by Storm Dara, which brought strong winds and heavy rain to parts of the UK over the weekend. Police have since recovered the car, but officers have not found Voice. So what they're saying is, hello Cheese Beans, how you doing, brother? He's driven his car through a ford. For those who don't know what a ford is, it's an embodiment of water that a road goes into and up. But because of the storm, it's got bigger and bigger, and he's driven into it, and the currents have took him and the car away. Now he's probably going to have a really good car. Now the problem with all these electronic cars is because everything is sensors, electronics, and that. If it gets waterlogged, it's dangerous, isn't it? Because you can't get out the bloody thing. It's not like a wind down window and a pull lock. You know what I mean? It's all electronics. So yeah, police have since recovered the car, but officers have not found Voice. Well, then at least in that instance, you know he hasn't drowned in the car, because if they've recovered the car, but officers have not found Voice, I mean, the only way he could have passed away in that car is if he drowned and the window was open and his body got took out. That's the only possible way. So hopefully he turns up somewhere and he's alive. That's all we can hope. Hopefully he turns up downriver. It is believed his car was carried away by the river, where he was carried away by the river while attempting to escape the vehicle, and is presumed by police to have died. How scary is that? You're in your car, the river's taking you away, you're trying to get out, and this guy ain't no slouch, mate. He's a rugby player, do you know what I mean? He's got the power to smash through that glass window and stuff. And if he can't successfully do it, what chance does a normal person stand? Do you know what I mean? Let's have a little vape. Chief Superintendent Helena Barron from Northumbria Police said, "This is an extremely tragic incident, and our thoughts are very much with Tom's loved ones at this time. Our officers continue to support his family, and we would ask that their privacy is respected. Extensive inquiries have been ongoing since concerns were raised for Tom, including deploying specialist teams to search for him. Volunteers from the Norfolk Tyne Mountain Rescue have also been searching alongside Voice's family and friends. A police spokesman said Voice's wife Anna and all his family have expressed their gratitude for all the help and support from the police, friends and local community in helping to try and find him. However, the force urged members of the public not to attend the scene to conduct their own searches." Yeah, I'm guessing they're worried they're going to fall in the river. What you been up to, Cheese Beans? What you been up to, Shane? What you been up to, Andy? Anyone else who's watching? A Northumberland Fire and Rescue Service said they were called at the scene at 2:10 on Sunday by Northumbria Police. We attended with our swift water team and provided portable lighting units to assist the search, they said. Our teams also secured the car to the bankside, and FRRS has since been stood down by the police. Our thoughts are with the family and friends of the missing person at this incredibly difficult time. Voice won 9 caps for England during his career. England Rugby said in a statement on X social media platform, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of Tom Voice at this extremely challenging time." Bless him. Let's hope they get some peace to the situation. Well, let's hope he's found alive. But if not, let's hope that his family have peace. Let's have a quick look at this. Now, before we get on to the next story, I'm going to talk about some local news. Yeah, the news within our household. So everyone knows that we're a YouTube family. So my channel's Juicy Killer Monster. Lucy's channel is Live, Laugh, Love Lucy. And Hannah's channel, my stepdaughter, is Finding Hannah. Now, very recently, Hannah achieved over 3,000 watch hours on her channel, which means she is now qualified for supers and memberships. So whenever anybody's watching her on a live stream or they watch one of her videos, they can give her a super thanks, a super sticker, and she can, if she wants to, set up memberships on her channel. So she's been working really hard for that. She's currently got over 2,500 subscribers, and she's reached well over the 3,000 watch hours. So well done, Hannah. Very proud of her. Lucy's only just started her channel, but already she's up to 77 subs, something like that. And very soon, we reckon before Christmas, Hannah should have her 4,000 watch hours. So she will be fully monetized, hopefully before Christmas. Now it takes a few days or a few weeks, to get the PIN number sent through from Google, because I set it up with this channel. It takes a while to set up, but once it's set up, then all of Hannah's hard work, she'll finally get that stamp of approval, by being monetized. So well done, Hannah, and well done, Lucy, my wife, for having 77 subs in the first couple of weeks of starting a new channel. And Juicy Killer Monster, we've obviously changed our name, our branding, what we do in that, and it's just amazing to build a really good community. I think my most favourite thing of YouTube is connecting with you guys on these live streams, and building a community of genuine people that actually want to take part and get something from what we're doing. We're not trying to take over the world. We're just trying to have fun, give value, and enjoy ourselves in it. I think people get too caught up on money and stuff like that, don't they? If you enjoy it, so the way I look at it, yeah, if anyone's out there starting a YouTube channel, let's talk about YouTube for a bit. If anyone out there wants to start their own YouTube channel, what advice would I give them? Well, basically, I would say just go into it with the right intentions. Everyone knows that at some point you could potentially earn money on YouTube. You could, yeah, and everyone needs money, don't they? So let's not pretend that people don't think about that, and let's not pretend that we haven't and other people haven't. But it shouldn't be the main reason you're on YouTube, because it doesn't happen fast. YouTube is a grind for everyone that starts. You as soon as you get into it, as soon as you've taken the leap and you've put yourself out there, the self-doubt comes in. You're anxious of whether anyone will see your videos. You have low self-worth because your videos haven't took off. Your confidence takes a hit.
Only very few people get monetized so quickly because of a viral video.
And yeah, although it can happen, Hannah just brought up a very good point there. Why don't you come and have a sit here, darling, so they can actually hear?
No, I look foul.
We know you don't have to be on the camera, but you can sit there.
I'll stand.
So Hannah just brought a really good point up. She said with YouTube, people see the overnight success stories of people that get one viral video. They post 3 or 4 videos, one video goes viral, they get all their subs, watch hours, and loads of money. That does happen, and it could happen to you. It could happen to anyone. But the reality is, for 99.9% of the other YouTubers out there, it's not going to happen. What it is what people call the grind, the YouTube grind. You have to sit down, you have to brainstorm for ideas, you have to get your kit ready, you have to record, you have to edit, you have to upload, and hope by putting yourself out there, which is a really brave thing to do for anyone that does it. So well done if you're even thinking about it. Just press record and go for it, yeah? But it is a grind, okay? And people need to be aware of that when they start YouTube. I'm in it for the long game. If you get any results straight away and your instant gratification, it's amazing. Everyone needs money, don't they? And that instant gratification, I'm in it for the long haul, and I have really come round to this idea, which wasn't when I first started, was the actual community you get out of it. because I've got no other social media apart from this and WhatsApp. I used to have a Facebook account, used to have all this stuff, and I get rid of it. You know what I mean? So YouTube is where I build a community online. So Shane said, your family inspired me to possibly do YouTube videos. Thank you very much, Shane. That's amazing. I'm really glad. Like I said, it's people like you, Shane. And it's really nice to hear. It's people like yourself. Like there's millions of people on YouTube. But if I can, like I say in my intro video on the channel, if I can just help one person, if I can help one person, inspire them to start their own YouTube channel for their own success and be creative and bring them out of their shell and just let them know that, you know, once you get into it, it's not as hard as you think, but there are factors to consider. If I can help one person, I've done my job. So that's really good. Shane just said, your family inspired me to possibly do YouTube videos.
Oh, what would you do it on, Shane?
Yeah, Hannah says, if you did do videos, what would you do it on, Shane? But you got to take some of the credit for that, Hannah, because you said our YouTube family, not just me. So that's me, you, and Luce. Yeah, have a think about it. See what videos you would do. Right, so while you're going to message that, Shane, I'm going to talk about the next story. And I will reply to your comments afterwards, but it's really good to hear. Thanks for commenting and sharing. So, a man appears in court charged with murder of woman in Galashiels. Defendant John Hanson, 84, appeared before Selkirk Sheriff Court on Tuesday, where he made no plea to the single charge of murdering 84-year-old Margaret Maud Hanson. So, an 84-year-old man has killed an 84-year-old woman in Scotland by the looks of it. Let's have a look. A man has appeared in court with the murder of a grandmother in the Scottish borders. Police said officers were alerted to a woman's death at a property in Galashiels, Wood Street, at around 3:05 a.m. on Monday. Margaret Maud Hanson, 84, was pronounced dead at the scene, bless her. John Hanson was arrested and charged in connection with her death. In a statement released through Police Scotland, Miss Hanson's family said, "We are devastated at the loss of our mum and gran. Margaret will be sorely missed by all who knew and loved her. We would ask that our privacy is respected at this very difficult time." So they both got the same surname, both the same age. I'm guessing it was her husband. They didn't really say much there, did they? But yeah, thoughts be with her family, mate. Let's have a look here. Where's my specialist YouTube news report in water? If you just joined the channel, thanks for watching. And if you're watching on playback, you're all amazing. We do live stream news reports 9 o'clock now, 9 in the morning for an hour or so. And it saves as a video so you can catch up on all your news in a relaxed format. And if you're able to be on the live, then you can interact and have your say. Dave Finance says, can I ask how you've doubled your subs in a few days? Thanks for noticing, Dave. It's really good. It's really, really good that you've asked that question, because what it shows is there's only 2 people, believe this or not, Dave, there's only 2 people from all my family, friends and subscribers that have noticed the jump in our subscribers. So well done for noticing the jump in our subscribers. And I'm really glad that our content is taking off. Now, I've looked into the content of our YouTube channel. And what you'll see is, you know, the latest videos that we're putting out, we're doing how to help you on YouTube, my own spin on things, everything else. Those get a few views, okay? And our shorts get about 500 views. Some have got like 1,000 views, and people have been subscribing off those. But you know, my older videos, like the scrap metal videos and the car boot videos, I've looked back on them because our views have gone up really good as well. And what's happening is those older videos have found a new audience, and that audience is engaging with that content, and from looking at one of their videos, they obviously found some value in it, or at least some entertainment, and they click subscribe. So we're over the moon, and long may it keep running, Daves. Keep an eye on it and see how high it goes, because I'm not a YouTube genius. You know, all I can do, like any creator, all I can do is create content that I believe has value or entertainment in, put it out there for people, and hope that all over the world, someone somewhere watches our content, subscribes. Enough people do that, and hopefully it triggers the algorithm to push it to more people, and hopefully it's like a snowball effect. So thanks for noticing, Dave.
All I'm doing is losing them.
Now you'll be all right. You'll be all right, Ham. Like I say, I know what's going to happen with Hannah's channel. This is my prediction with Hannah's channel. Okay, I predict that she'll get her watched hours within the next week to 2 weeks, depending on how many live streams she does. So she gets her full monetization. Then once she's monetized and she's done all the paperwork that they want you to do, which is send the PIN number and this, that, and everything else, like the PIN to confirm it's you from America, your address. Once she does that, I reckon within a month of all of that being accepted, I reckon the algorithm's going to give her a push, because she's a brand new channel that's just been monetized. So I can't obviously say that for sure, but I just reckon that's what's going to happen.
I just don't get like what I can do more, because my content quality's there. The actual content.
We'll talk about it later, because they can't hear what you're saying. Okay, we'll talk about it later, darling. Shane Lightcap says, I spam my live, laugh, love Lucy videos. He spams them. What does that mean? What does that mean, Shane?
Like comments, like shares and stuff.
Oh, you like shares. Thank you, Shane.
Like on all of the videos to kick the algorithm in.
Thank you very much. Yeah, like I say, it all helps. It all helps, Shane. Thank you very much. Hannah just explained to me what you meant. But yeah, for every like and comment you get on, even a dislike or negative comment that you get on any of your videos, thank you, Shane. It's all things that trigger the algorithm. Now, I am in no way a YouTube expert. I've only been doing YouTube for about 9-10 months. But in those 9-10 months, I've created 350 videos, a mixture of shorts, lives, and videos. And some take off, some die a death. But you know, at the end of the day, you should never give up. Never delete a video. Never give up hope with YouTube. I watched this guy. It's called Kevin Cobley. Yeah, if you've never seen him, check him out, 'cause he's really good. He used to work for like CNN as a producer or something, so he knows about television and stuff. He's got his own channel. He's got well over 20,000 subs now, and it's specifically for people over 40. Because when I'm not creating for YouTube, I am consuming YouTube. Yeah, I've been consuming YouTube to educate myself, because that's the only way any of us get forward. Now, he had a video, okay, so this is some inspiration for you. He put a video up, just one of his videos, that had a really good thumbnail, this and that, years ago. In the first 90 days of that video, he got 96 views, okay? So he got just over a view a day. Well, basically a view a day. 90 days, 96 views, okay? Now, he could have deleted that video and said, oh, that video, obviously, nobody likes it. Nobody's ever going to like it. I'll delete it. But did he? No. What he did, he just kept the video on there. Just kept creating like normal. So he got 96 views in 90 days. Then, a year later, that video was up from 96 views to 2,200 views. Okay, I think. And then a year after that, it was from 2,200 views to 72,000 views. So when you put a video out on YouTube, and we're all guilty of this. Whenever a video drops on YouTube that you put down, and you're looking for that instant gratification, that instant, I've done, oh yeah, look, it's got 1,000 views within an hour, it's amazing, it's going to do really well. Obviously, everyone wants that. But if you only get like 10 views on the first day and you get 10 views on the second day, and I say this to Hannah because she falls into the trap of thinking her self-worth, she thinks her self-worth and her content worth it is diminished because it hasn't took off straight away. But what you've got to remember is a video that is very slow to start can actually end up being one of your best videos over the space of 6 months to a year. Okay, so it may not earn you anything straight away, but it will later on. Remember, every video you're creating is a digital asset with the potential to explode on YouTube. Yeah, the potential to explode. So don't get down on yourself. We've all been guilty of it. I've sat here some nights, thinking, oh, what's the point? This ain't happening, this isn't happening. But if you just stop thinking about massively viral videos that you want to happen on your channel, and you stop thinking about money, and you just enjoy the creative process, being part of the community, and enjoy yourself, then hopefully those things will happen anyway. So yeah, there we go. So thank you, David. Thank you, Shane. Right. Next story. Damp and mould found in shocking military accommodation, MP says. The chair of Defence Committee says it is simply not acceptable to expect those who fight for their country to live in housing with serious damp and mould. I'm an ex-soldier myself. I was in the British Army, Royal Corps of Signals for 8 years, 1999 to 2000 and beginning of 2008. The state of military accommodation is shocking, with 2/3 of service family homes in such poor condition that they are essentially no longer fit for purpose, a report by MPs has found. The Defence Committee highlighted persistent issues with damp and mould and urged the Ministry of Defence and Treasury to commit before more funds to improve the entire military estate before it deteriorates beyond repair. The MPs warned that more soldiers, sailors and aviators would vote their feet and quit the armed forces unless long-standing problems with housing are resolved. Service families trust in the Defence Infrastructure Organisation, the DIO, the branch of the MOD that oversees military housing, and the contractors that provide maintenance service, has been damaged and needs to be rebuilt, according to the report published on Wednesday. Claims by the Ministry of Defence that the service provided by contractors is recovering need to be borne out in demonstrable improvement in the customer experience and markedly increased customer satisfaction, the MP said. Tar for that information, no problem, Shane. And he's been there since 2006. Other channel, Shaney12349. Thank you for being part of this, Shane. And hopefully you continue to, mate. Good to have you on board. Tandeshi, chair of the Defence Committee, said, it is simply not acceptable to expect those who fight for their country to live in housing with serious damp and mould, conditions that pose a danger to them and their families' health. It is clear that many of these problems cannot be solved without major investment in the defence estate. However difficult public finances might be, the Ministry of Defence and Treasury need to find a way to work together to make sure that all housing on offer generally meets a decent standard. Now, I've actually got my own personal take I can put on this, because when I joined the army, I lived in shared accommodation with the other soldiers when I was a private, and at one point when I was a lance corporal, I had my own room. Okay. Now, some of the accommodation I stayed in at the beginning was shocking, mate. Like the first ever block we got put into at Phase 2 training in Blandford. Tar for your service, Justin. Thank you, Shane. The first ever block of accommodation we got put into in Blandford was 4-man rooms, Okay, all the paint was peeling off the walls. There was cockroaches. I'm not joking. There was cockroaches around the place. There was 2 showers, right? 2 showers for the whole floor, there was about 30 people using these 2 showers. One of the showers didn't work, and the other showers, somebody went out and got pissed up, and then decided to go to the toilet on the floor and not clean up after themselves. And we all had to share those showers, yeah. And I remember we have a block inspection. They come round and we cleaned the room. We hoovered the room, done our beds, everything else. And these lance corporals come round, and corporals came round, which is a rank or 2 ranks above being a private, which is what we were because we were in training. Come round to inspect, and they moved the bed, and half the paint come off the wall, right? And they blame me for it, and one of the other lads, and they gave us a massive telling off out in the courtyard. I said, "Oh, are you taking the mick? This is happening." I said, "Look, I've cleaned the place. It's not my fault the paint's falling off the walls, mate. I can't paint it before an inspection. Do you know what I mean?" So that was a bit airy at times. And then they put us in this new accommodation. Now, when I was married in the army, you got married service accommodation. And I always found that to be really, really good, because the inspection standards for the incoming and outgoing families of these accommodations is really strict. Like, you can't just chuck the keys back to it, and if you do, they'll take 400 or 500 quid out your wages to pay for a cleaning firm to do it if you haven't done it properly. So when I left the army and left the married accommodation, I cleaned that place top to bottom, right? It was pristine. And they came round and went, "No, that's not good enough, that's not good enough, that's not good enough, that's not good enough." But they said, "Oh, if you want a guaranteed pass," and this is where it was a bit of a scam. They said, "Oh, if you want a guaranteed pass on this accommodation being handed over, use this guy on camp. He specialises in cleaning married accommodation. He will guarantee a pass." Yeah? And that just happened to cost me 400 quid. So I cleaned the place top to bottom, and I had to pay 400 quid for someone to do it anyway, because they wouldn't pass it unless he cleaned it. Bit of a scam, that. So just so you know, if you know, you know, and if you don't know, now you know. Right. So the 55-page report entitled Service Accommodation presents evidence heard by a previous iteration of the committee during the last parliament. Concerns about the state of military housing are not new, following decades of underinvestment and mismanagement of the estate, which comprises nearly 50,000 homes for service families, as well as more than 130,000 bed spaces for people who are living alone or only require a room. However, the last government had pledged to make dramatic improvements to accommodation after new cases emerged of horrific damp, rat infestations, mould and heating problems. Setting out the scale of the challenge, the report said a third of single living accommodation and 2/3 of service families accommodation are in such poor condition that they are essentially no longer fit for purpose. It would require billions of pounds of investment to refurbish or rebuild all military housing to meet modern living standards. The MPs quoted evidence from Michael Green, chief executive at DIO, who described the state of the estate as shocking. It was a description the report then echoed when addressing cases of mould. It is shocking that until a policy change in 2022, it was considered acceptable to house families in properties known to have damp and mould. However, issues with damp and mould still exist. A Ministry of Defence spokesperson said, "The report lays bare that dire state of service accommodation this government inherited is determined to fix. We are delivering our plan for change by renewing the nation's contract with those who serve. We are working hard to improve the quality of housing for our personnel and their families, including developing new standards for service accommodation. We are committed to listening to our people and establishing an Armed Forces Commissioner to act as strong, independent champion for personnel and their families to improve service life." Well, what I would say to that is what you get in one hand, you lose in the other in a lot of things in life, okay? Now, if you're a family service personnel, let's say a 2-bedroom house, yeah, say you're married, you got kids, and you need like a 2-bedroom house. Now, if you went outside of the army and just got a private rental, just like everyone else, it would cost you about, down south, it would cost you about £1,200–1,300 a month rent, unaffordable for a lot of people. Obviously, there's a choice to buy your own place, which is an investment, and which you should be able to get if you're not in loads of debt with an army wage, because you've got the job security. But the reason the families go for the military housing is because it's proper subsidised, mate. Like the rent on a 2-bedroom house, I used to pay for a 2-bedroom house with a big garden in the army back in 2007, 2006. I used to pay, I think it was £250 a month to rent a 2-bedroom house, and then you pay your electric and stuff on top. So it's highly subsidised, and you live within the security of the camp. So that's why you pick that accommodation, but it can be a bit of a trap, because I always think, if possible, and you should be able to run an army wage, if possible, try and get your own property. At least if you rent it out and live in a military accommodation, that's fine. But try and get your own property and live in it, because the trap is you stay in that accommodation for £250 a month, okay, for say 22 years, your military career. The price of housing would have doubled or tripled from when you first join the army to when you leave. And when you come out, yes, you've paid cheaper rent for 22 years, but now you've got to pay triple the house of the price, and you've got to get a mortgage on a property, and you've just left the army. Do you know what I mean? So I think I took out the mortgage on this place that we live in now. I think I took that out when I was 24 years old. I'm 42 now. So yeah, I'd always an advocate that if you can, and I know not everyone can, but if you can, get a mortgage. Start paying a get down, mate. Right, Wednesday today. So we're going to finish off by looking at today's papers. The headlines. Let's have a look. So the Daily Mirror says, yes, Tal, pay more now and own a house if you can. Definitely, Shane. 100%. So the Daily Mirror says £10 off when you spend £50 at Sports Direct. Christmas made easy. They've got a good food, brilliant recipes inside. And the front page, main story, it says, Syrian rebels reveal hit list. Hunting Assad's torture squads. Bounty on henchmen after sickening horror of despot's reign unmasked. There's a blood-stained prison camp and grisly clues to fate of 157,000 missing people. So that's on the front page of the Mirror. On the front page of The Sun, Kate Moss has split from her boyfriend, Count Nikolai von Bismarck, according to The Sun. Moss dumps Toff, lover of 9 years. Well, she's had enough, mate. Gone. And Floyd Mayweather is hit in the UK by Ghazi Yob mob. And Mo Salah is in the spotlight again after scoring for Liverpool. The Times newspaper says best dressed men of the year. I think I'm out of that one, boys. And it says Rayner clears green belt the size of Surrey for housing. So Angela Rayner has cleared a bit of green belt land for the size of Surrey to put housing on, because she's piped up, isn't she? And the government's piped up and said we want 10 million homes built in the next few years. So Israeli blitzes arms silos and sinks navy in Syria. So they're going for all the weapons and attacking the Syrian navy. That's Israel. And we got Daily Mail's front page. It's £1.10 now. £1.10p for Daily Mail newspaper and 85p to subscribers. You know. Somebody says, so ex-Vogue editor Alexandra Schulman says, I've been on Prozac for 25 years. Prozac. What is Prozac? Is that like an I think it's either an antidepressant, so it's like an upper, or it's a pain medication in it. Whoever knows what Prozac is, let me know. Women left in agony by medical misogyny. MP's report condemns gynecology care crisis and says GPs are often to blame. So medical misogyny, women left in agony. Well, misogynist is somebody who hates women, and misogyny is women hating. So women left in agony by medical misogyny. So what they're saying, the doctors hate the women. You have to let me know on that one as well, guys. And then we got a picture of Mario Luigi, whatever his name is, who assassinated that healthcare boss in New York, and just happened to do it at the exact time Hannah was out in New York. Could you believe? So let's have a little sip of my news report of water. On the front of the Guardian today, it says Israel strikes military targets and seizes territory in Syria offensive. Care homes to be used for asylum seekers. That's going to go down well. And Vodafone left store managers suicidal. I'm not surprised Vodafone left the store managers suicidal. Left bloody customers suicidal. They robbed like 900 quid off me one month, years ago, when someone stole my phone and ran up with loads of money on it and made me pay it and threatened enforcement action if I didn't pay the bill. Never go over them again. Anyone else had a bad experience with Vodafone? And Daily Express says, it strengthens my resolve to continue Becky's legacy. The proud mother of murdered diplomat Rebecca Dykes vows to keep fighting to stop violence against women as she is honoured by the King. That's good. The Daily Telegraph, how wokeness turned a killer into a pin-up. Middle class women are hooked on fairy porn. A word with my wife when she comes back. Prozac is for depression. Yes, I knew it was for one. I didn't think it was for pain relief, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, Prozac, this lady was on Prozac for 25 years. And she was the editor of that newspaper. The Daily Telegraph. Angela Rayner, to force through plans for new jails. Mate, she's forcing through plans on greenbelt land the size of Surrey to build houses on. She's plans for new jails because they're letting everyone out because they've got nowhere to put them. You can't put people in because they've got nowhere to bloody put all the prisoners. What's it coming to, guys? The Eye newspaper says parents face 28% nursery fee hikes next year. Ouch. As if life wasn't hard enough for people at all, as it is at the moment, 28% in nursery fee hikes. Bloody hell. And new turmoil in the Middle East as neighbours launch attacks inside Syria. And that was on the front page of the Eye. Let's have a look here, shall we? Okay, so today's weather in London, we have a southwesterly wind of 10 miles per hour, cloudy with 11% chance of rain, 7 degrees during the day and 6 degrees at night. And that is the weather. Thursday looks like there's a bit of precipitation. And there we go. Well, guys, I'd like to thank every single last one of you for taking part in today's live. I know we're all busy, but thank you for taking time out of your day. Thank you for everyone who's messaged and people looking at the channel and looking at subscribers and taking part in messaging. I appreciate it very much. Remember, this live stream news is now on from 9 a.m. every day, not 8 a.m. It's too early. 9 a.m. every day, and it's your chance to hear the news in a relaxed format from me, giving my own spin on it, my own personal experience, and your guys' chance to interact in a safe environment where we hear your opinions, views, and everything you've got to say. And we can also have a nice little chat like this. So thank you very much for taking part in the live, and thank you very much if you're watching this on playback. And look forward to our next live stream news tomorrow morning. We do Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. for around about an hour or so. All right. We drop shorts for entertaining, having a dance off and stuff like that. And we do videos, hopefully packed with value, to help you guys achieve your goals, ambitions, and dreams. Shane says, thank you, channel. And Justin, thank you very much, Shane. Thank you, David. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, everyone that messaged. I'll see you next time. This is Justin from Juicy Killer Monster. Over